Hello everyone, welcome to A Slice of My Life. And this video is a review video of the Troika Minim hand spinner by PolarisAT. Now, just a couple of backstories that I want to share with you guys before I go ahead and do the review. First of all, why am I doing a review on the Troika Minim after all this time? Because Maxhardy, who happens to be a long-time supporter, thank you Maxhardy, actually requested for a video of me doing a comparison of the Troika Minim versus another spinner known as the Thruster. But I figured I can't just give you guys a comparison video between the two of them if I have not reviewed either of them separately. So I decided, okay, I'll just go ahead and give you guys a review of the Troika Minim and then I'll do a review of the Thruster before I take the next step, which is to do a comparison video of the two. Second, because the Troika Minim is one of the most popular spinners out there in the market right now. Therefore, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a review. So let's start. This is the packaging that the Troika Minim arrived in for me. It's a nice metal tin, screw-on lid, and a paper sticker on the top with the Troika Minim and PolarisAT branding, as well as a yellow sticker over here because that denotes what color the Troika Minim is. I bought one in bright yellow and it comes packaged like this. Very nice dense layer of foam, and in it sits the Troika Minim spinner and another layer of foam, so you know that this thing is very well protected. I'm gonna just put this packaging aside and we'll have a look at the Troika Minim spinner. So yep, clearly guys, I got mine in a very bright yellow, and I bought mine off premiumspinners.com, and I figured that I could actually just purchase it off the PolarisAT website, but when I checked, all in all, including shipping, it would actually cost more for me to buy it off them than if I were to buy it off premiumspinners.com. So that's what I went with instead. Now, if you guys notice, there's a little shiny thing over here, and that's the Swarovski crystal add-on that you guys can actually purchase. So the spinner itself cost me about 49 US, and this, pair of Swarovski crystals cost me about another 3 or 4 US, and I can't really remember, but yeah, it's just a press fit, no glue whatsoever, but it really is a very good press fit. Wasn't able to take it off after I put it on. Now, just to give you a look on what it does to the buttons are actually originally flat. I'll get the focus right for you guys, there we go. So originally the button was flat, and then after you add on the Swarovski crystal, you get a little raised bump in the middle. It adds a little bit of color, a nice splash of purple, blue, very beautiful reflection that the crystals give you compared to the solid single color of the spinner itself. Now let's go into the whole build of the spinner. This spinner is made of plastic. It's injection molded, so it's completely smooth, and I have no idea what kind of sorcery they did, but I believe that it's just two halves and they fused it together, and that's how they actually got the weights in. Now the outer weights here are stainless steel weights, and as you guys can see, it's a very standard looking, kind of standard I guess, a tri-spinner design, and the buttons are also injection molded. Sides are very beautifully rounded off, so in terms of build and detail, this thing is absolutely awesome. Now available also on the websites is a little keychain holder thingy that you can actually purchase and use it to hold your Troika Minim, the keychain. It's a wonderful holster, and I don't know what to say, I just like it a lot. They actually have it in more than one color, and after I purchased this, I was like, I want to get one in brown, but unfortunately it's sold out on the Premium Spinners website. I could actually technically get it off the PolarisAT site, but I'm not going to pay that much for shipping, so I'll just have to hold off for now till Premium Spinners gets a restock of this holster. Alright, enough of the holster, let's get back to the spinner itself. I am not going to do a timed spin because this is well known out in the market that it could easily get 2 to 3 minute spins easily. Now I've had the Troika Minim for about a month, almost 2 months in fact, and up to today it is still one of the smoothest spinners that I own and one of the quietest. So you guys realize you can't really hear anything, can you? It's really silent. It's crazy. Let me just do it again for you guys. Check it out. It's one of the quietest and one of the smoothest spinners, and hands down the lightest spinner I own. Now because it is so light, there's a pro and con. Alright, now I'll get into that in a short while, but I'll give you guys a quick size comparison first. That is the Troika Minim, and I have of course the Thruster, which is almost the same size. Then I have a zip tie style tri-spinner, a zip tie style bar spinner, and a 3D printed bar spinner. Just so you guys can see, this guy is really small. Get these two to compare. Look at the size difference. This is hefty. It's big, it's chunky because it uses the 608 bearings as weights. Troika Minim uses steel ball bearings as weights. So that shaves a lot of the chunk away. It's a very streamlined design. Right, so I'm gonna get all these guys. Please don't ask me about this spinner. It's just something that I made for fun. Right, so get it out of the way. As I mentioned, very well built, and because of the round edges, zero hotspots whatsoever. It's super comfortable to fiddle around with, super comfortable to flick and fidget with, be it you holding it in this grip with the index finger and your thumb, flicking it with your middle finger or your ring finger or even your pinky finger. Because it's so light, it is very easy to fiddle around and very easy to flick. Even if you were to hold it with your middle finger and your thumb, flicking it forward with your index finger or backwards, and let me just get a nicer flick than that. There we go. Backwards, it's not a problem, even with your ring finger or your pinky finger. Oh, let me just get, pinky finger, no problem whatsoever. And of course, you're able to do a easy preloaded flick inwards this way. And because it is a tri-spinner, it doesn't really get affected much by the gyro effect. Also, it is a very well balanced spinner because you can easily balance it on one finger. As you guys can see, no problem whatsoever. That is what I think of the Troika Minim. Now, some of you are probably going to ask, hey, what are these little design line things on both sides of the spinner? Just looks a bit off, right? They don't even line up. The reason why this design is there is because it is meant for you to have your tritium vials installed. They are 1.5 by 6mm slots. So get your tritium vials in the right size and you can go ahead and install them. So they actually make very awesome concentric circles when you actually spin them. Let me just turn off the light so you guys can actually see a little bit better. There we have the tritium vials in their respective slots on both sides of the spinner. And I picked my color in ice blue. Definitely not the brightest tritium color out there, but very cool because ice blue and the yellow body go so well together. I'm going to give this guy a quick spin so you can see how beautiful the 3 concentric circles are. Check it out. 3 beautiful concentric circles made by the tritium in those slots. Can't beat that, can you? And finally, something a little bit more technical for you guys. These buttons are removable by hand. You don't need any kind of screwdriver or any kind of special tool to remove it. Just untwist it like that. And you're able to remove the buttons of the bearing. And the buttons look just like this. Just like the main spinner frame itself, the buttons are also injection molded. Very nicely made. And this spinner actually features a very small bearing. I have no idea what bearing this is. I'm just going to pop it out and give you guys a quick look at the bearing. It has an extra lip on one end, right? And it's very small. This is even smaller than an R188 bearing. Now let me just get you a size comparison really quick. This over here is a RevSpin R188 to 608 core, and as you can see, the Troika Minim's bearing is even smaller than the 188 bearing. Now side by side, you can actually see the size difference of the steel ball bearings in it. So I have no idea what bearing this is, but I do know that PolarisAT as well as premium spinners actually carry spare bearings if you guys are interested in getting, a new bearing for your spinner. Right, and when you take it out and you want to put it back in, you realize that there's one side with a little groove over here, and that's where the lip actually goes. So all you have to do is just put it back in like that and have your buttons back in place. And that makes for very easy cleaning in case you ever want to clean up your Troika Minim. But I've had my Troika for about 2 months so far, and I've not had the need to clean it yet. Now, on to the final verdict. What do I think about the Troika Minim? I think it's a very nice spinner. A little bit too light for my liking. Ever since I started playing with metal spinners, I felt that the Troika Minim is just a little bit too light. Sometimes to the point that I don't even feel it spinning in my hand at all. And I don't particularly enjoy it right now because I guess I kind of enjoy having some heft in my hand and I want to feel like the spin is actually spinning in my hand when I spin it. But the Troika Minim definitely is very, very smooth. Now the pro to it is that it's so light that even a child would easily be able to fidget with this and not, get any fatigue. It's very, very well made, no hot spots, so light, so smooth. So if you're looking for a spinner that is very light, very well made, it's durable, go for the Troika Minim. My girlfriend has very small hands and she really enjoys the way the Troika Minim fits her hands. So I would say that it's perfect for people with small size hands. For me, I love it because of the way it looks, because of the value for money, and also has these slots as options to put your tritium vials. Now something I wish that the Troika Minim could improve on is the button size. I personally feel the buttons are really kind of small. See, even my index finger would easily cover the entire button. I wish it was a little bit more raised so I could perform table spins, and I wish it was a little bit bigger. But any bigger of course would mean that I would be covering up the tritium vial on this side. However, as of today, which is the 3rd of February 2017, word has it that bigger buttons are in the works right now, so I don't know how long it'll take before we actually have big buttons for the Troika Minim in the market, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. I don't even know if they're going to be making buttons of the same color as every single Troika Minim that has been released so far, because these come in a ton of different colors, or if they're going to be made of like a different material altogether, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. And that could completely change the way I feel about the Troika. Right now, definitely I'm going to keep the Troika. Ever since I've started fiddling with metal spinners, the Troika has, been put on the sideline quite a bit. Maybe the introduction of the new upgraded larger size buttons would, make me change my mind. I'm not so sure. But definitely a wonderful spinner, a wonderful fidget toy, right in the middle of it being a good fidget toy as well as a long spinner, able to easily achieve 2-3 minute spins, very light, very smooth. That is my verdict on the Troika Minim. It's a very, very good starter spinner, a very good mid-tier spinner, and if you're looking for something light, something easy to fiddle with all the time, something that's very quiet and very smooth, this is absolutely for you. And with that guys comes the end of the video. Thank you so much once again for sticking all the way throughout, and I hope that I've provided you with enough information as to whether or not the Troika Minim is a spinner for you. For me, I like it. It's not going to be leaving my collection anytime soon, for sure. As always, if you guys are interested, please check out the video description below. I will put links to where you can possibly purchase the Troika Minim as long as it's in stock. Alright, that's about it guys. Thanks, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!